Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. As always, Adham, Beydoun, Jeff. Iafrate. Jeff, your hair's growing back.
Yeah, slightly. Yeah, we're getting there. It's been about a month. Small progress, but you know what? I'll take small victories at this point. You know, I'm taking them all. Last night, watching the Pistons game, it's the only thing I had going for me is at least my hair's growing back. Because after what I saw last night in the fourth quarter, that was depressing. Luka Doncic, though, didn't learn anything new about him. The guy can play basketball. If you didn't know already.
I didn't know.
He's pretty good.
What do I know?
50 points last night, so it is.
Well,
what
they only
it is.
gave up 111, so that's progress, right? Not bad, huh?
Call it what you want, yeah.
It's progress.
Hayes,
pouring the cement.
Killian Hayes probably had his worst shooting night, which I can't believe I'm saying this because he struggled early in the season, but that was probably one of his worst shooting nights I've seen this season, even through him struggling through the first handful of games. But you know what? It is what it is.
In today's NBA, for the Pistons to only get off 79 attempts, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. Killian Hayes should not be shooting more than Jaden Ivey. Alec Burks should not be shooting as much as Jaden Ivey. Sadiq Bey, I mean, depends how you feel about him. What do you want me to say about this team?
It was just like it started with Jaden Ivey fouling out, and he was playing pretty well. Fouled out. I know he was frustrated, and then
keeping him in was such a.
And then Killian Hayes comes out. He's struggling. Bojan's going shot for shot with Luka. But it's hard to go shot for shot with Luka the entire game. Like, eventually he's going to take off, and he did that. I mean,
what's up with those pictures you took on Instagram? What the hell is that? Is that like just a private session? Your bro?
Yeah. My brother, he's a photographer, so
all right.
That's the bonus.
I like where this is going.
Hey, man, you want to don't get weird on me.
Starting OnlyFans?
No, I'm not starting an OnlyFans. I'm not. But you know what?
Oh man,
Spencer, Easy, they were all poking fun. It does look like an album cover.
It's pretty dope.
It does look like an album cover.
I thought it was pretty neat. Well, look, the game less important. The news that came beforehand, I think more important. Bogdanovich, interesting news, came out and said that he was promised big signings, and that he would be part of the core team heading into 24.
I have the exact quote here.
Jeff, you can read the quote. I'm going to give you a little history lesson, but I'll let you start with the quote. Go.
Okay, so he told Hoops Hype. He started with saying, having conversations with the club, Troy Weaver, and the owners. They assured me that we're going to be great next year, which is interesting.
Great.
We're going to be great next year. We have a lot of cap space to sign great players. We're going to have a high pick again, so that's going to help us a lot. He says we have a young group of guys. When Cade Cunningham went down, that kind of hurt us big time. We were thinking that we'd be fighting for the play-in tournament, but when he went down, he was our main guy. All of our offensive strategies were connected to him. When he went down, our season, we had a lot of ups and downs without him.
So that's the only truthful thing he said in that statement. I'll agree about the Cade Cunningham stuff.
But what about the assets this offseason?
What assets, Jeff?
$40, $50 million in cap space?
You can have $100
in a top
million.
5 pick?
$100 million. I could give you $200 million to spend. What are you going to spend it on, huh? Russell Westbrook?
Don't.
Wait. Let me go through the list. Chris Middleton? Yeah. Oh, James Harden. You going to bring James Harden to town? 35 years old? How about Kyrie Irving? Huh? Mr. I don't believe the earth is round. It's flat.
No.
I'm asking. Where's that millions and millions of dollars go? Kristaps Porzingis, Kevin Love, D'Angelo Russell.
No, they're not.
Where the fuck is a top 10 player coming to Detroit?
Don't treat them like the Tigers here.
It's not happening. No. I'm not. What I'm telling you is, in the NBA, Detroit has never, ever signed a top 10 player in free agency. It's never happened. It doesn't exist. Detroit does their work in the draft and free agency. All of your great players that have ever played for this team through the draft, and you traded for them.
I was going to say, cap space is also for trading because you can acquire a salary. You can acquire a player, and they have assets to trade for a player.
That is the one thing I will give you. Yeah. But you find me the player who's in a situation that he's not happy, they're not winning, looking for a change of scenery, and you find me the position that fits with this team. Because last I checked, Cade's the offense. Jaden Ivey's the future. Duran's the 5. Mm-hmm. Bojan is a core member, apparently, at the 3. So all you can really bring in is a 4. Unless you're gonna go young, unless you're gonna go. Oh wait, that doesn't include potentially getting Victor Wembanyama. So. I'm just trying to make sense of this. I really am.
But Bojan doesn't. He's not guaranteed a starting spot next year. I mean, he's a great player.
He was told. I'm only going off what he told.
He didn't say in here he's starting next year.
He was told he'd be part of he'd be a core member.
Yeah.
Yeah, a core member. 30 minutes a night going into next season, and they will be great. You find me the top 10 player that's coming to Detroit to overhaul this roster next year. It's not happening in free agency. And if
how can you just say that?
Because it's not. Did you not look at the free agents?
Did you look into your crystal ball and see that? Like, how do you know?
Look at the free agents this year.
It's not about just free agency.
That's why I said I'll acknowledge what you said about going and acquiring a player.
Because I didn't think Donovan Mitchell would be traded last offseason. And then he was dealt to the Cavaliers. Like, you don't really... I can't predict a trade for you. Okay. I can't.
Go find me, again, a top 10 player, and you tell me he's available. I'll give you that. Go find him. Pick him. Pick him out of the bag. What would you trade for him? And is it worth dumping Jaden Ivey, Killian Hayes, Saddiq Bey, and that top overall pick? Because that's what it's going to cost.
I mean, depends on what player it is.
I'm telling you.
You might be able to trade Saddiq, first round.
Okay, I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm only going off of what Bojan Bogdanovic said. They're going to be great. I love Cade. I think Cade is excellent.
Absolutely.
I think next year, watch out for Cade Cunningham. You're looking at a 21-6-7, 21-6-8 season. I'm very excited for next year for Cade. I have no doubts about him. Duren, stud.
You don't think those guys are going to get better next season?
Bojan. Oh, they are going to get better, right. Jeff. I'm going off of his quote, not what you're saying.
Yeah.
What you're saying makes sense,
by the way. The great part of that, I think he is a little exaggerating on great. I mean, great to me is a contender. They're not going to be a contender.
I'm only going off of what he said. And if you're going to sell me that in 2024, the Pistons are going to go out and acquire some top 10 player in free agency, there are none. No one's available. Or you're going to acquire a top 10 player via trade, well, that top overall pick you have, it's gone. We'll start there. That's gone. Killian Hayes, probably gone. Jaden Ivey or Saddiq Bey, probably gone, which is fine.
Yeah.
But are you willing to move off of Jaden Ivey?
No, they're not. They would not trade Jaden Ivey.
I'm trying to make it make sense, Jeff. I'm not sitting here advocating that you do it. I'm trying to make it make sense.
And I can't give you a package if I don't have a player. So I don't know if you're saying a top 10 player could be top 15. I don't know what the player. Top 15. I don't know what player.
But you don't win in this league without having one of those guys. Do I think Cade Cunningham is that guy? Yes, I do. Do I think he is for the future? Yes. But when you tell me 24, it just doesn't add up, Jeff. It just doesn't.
Yeah. Are they going to be, contenders?
Are they going to change the coach? That might change it all. They change the coach, I'm fucking booking my ticket for the play-in next year. How about that? Everybody that's watching the show right now, I'll make a $50 bet for you. And you'll get the payout. Deal? What, you want to go get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? I don't know. No. You want to go get, let's see, top 15, top 20 players in the NBA. DeMar DeRozan's not coming here. Anthony Edwards? You going to go for Anthony Edwards? I'm asking. De'Aaron Fox? Not going to happen. Let's see. Let's get really shit after probably 15, 16. Nobody worth trading your whole future for. So I'm not seeing it. I'm just not. And that's why I'm confused by his statement to what plan the Pistons have. It doesn't make sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't. That cap space is irrelevant. You're not using it. I'm literally going to walk through the top 15 players in terms of scoring in the NBA. You tell me how it makes sense. Joel Embiid, yes or no? Available. No. You can make it happen. Do you think you could make it happen?
No, none of those top 10 players you're going to read will be available.
How are you going to spend $40 million when you didn't even want to pay it to Jeremy fucking Grant? Who, by the way, good decision. Shouldn't pay him.
Oh, okay. So now it was a good decision.
Well, that's my point, Jeff. Okay,
so what is money for, Adam? I mean,
I don't know. That's the point. You can't get anybody.
So in the past, when the Pistons had no cap space and we were criticizing the team for spending money on players that were irrelevant, now they have cap space and now it's an issue because you don't think they'll acquire anybody.
It's not an issue that they have cap space. They did everything the right way.
Then what's the point?
The point is the plan is not 24. This is still 3-4 years away.
From what?
From contending.
He didn't say they'd be contending next season.
He said great! Oh, okay. Whatever.
They're not going to be contending next season.
Whatever, dude.
You get Cade back.
I'm trying to talk to you not as, like, I'm talking down what you're saying. I agree with you. I love the idea that they have cap space. Right. I love the idea that they're going to have a top 2, top 3 pick. Who knows where the luck in the lottery goes? That's all great and all. Would love a chance to get a generational type player in Victor Wembanyama. Absolutely. But it's a young team.
Absolutely.
It's a young team, and Bojan, that's not changing, buddy. And last I checked, even with Cade coming back next year, Ivy's got to figure out how to play in this offense, because I don't get how he has 8 shots per game over the last, 10, 12 games.
Well, he fouled out last night.
I'm going over the last 12 games. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense to me. So the coach has got to change before you get me to buy in. Okay, that's number one.
And that's
number two, the money is great.
Yeah.
And that's the same money you're going to use to extend. I'd imagine you'd want Killian Hayes to stay. Isaiah Stewart, they're coming up on their deals pretty soon. I'd imagine you're going to give a max contract in the future, given off a projection, to Jaden Ivey and Cade. So you have a window now to go out and acquire guys. Sure, go out and bring in some vets. I'm game. But we can't talk about this $40-50 million as if we're getting a top 10 player.
No, nothing's
and
guaranteed.
That's the only way Bojan Bogdanovich's statement makes sense.
This ain't the Knicks. I'm
just saying.
The Knicks will be like, well, we're going to be great next season.
On Jalen Brunson? I wouldn't.
No.
Well, that's the point.
No,
that's just my point.
And
I'm not telling you there's a player available that. I'm not.
Nobody has that little crystal ball.
What I'm telling you is, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. And I'm glad he was pitched that. I'm hopeful. We'll see what happens. Very optimistic with the team.
Right.
Coach has got to go. There's a few players on that team can go. And honestly, I would love to get rid of Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart, and a few other guys and go spend that money.
Right.
And bring in some veteran players and go win some games. I'm game with that.
They're gonna do.
But don't talk to me about $40 million, $50 million as if Anthony fucking Davis or LeBron James in his prime is showing up here. It's just not happening.
That was never promised either. Like that AD or LeBron.
I'm working with what I got here,
get
Jeff.
It. But let me tell you why it makes sense. You might not think it makes sense. To me, it does. You build a foundation of players, of young talent you acquire. The Pistons have done that. You have, 5-6 players that you like that are young, that you could even keep, but you could use in a trade package as well.
Absolutely.
You've spent time freeing up money. You have another top 5 pick. You're probably going to make a head coaching change, I would say, this offseason. Like, that plan to me makes sense. I mean, what doesn't make sense, and one thing you can't predict, is your franchise player going down. I mean, that at the end of the day, you can't control that. Cade has a shin injury. He's out for the season. It's unfortunate. But you heard Bojan. With Cade, they wanted to contend for the play-in. It's not likely without him, clearly. So next season, going into this offseason, you're going to have money. Doesn't mean a player is guaranteed to be signed, but you have that opportunity. If somebody else in another city or team reaches out or comes out publicly and says, you know what, I want to be traded, guess what? Pistons can be at the front of that line. Couldn't say that in past years. They could be at the front of that line saying, okay, well, here's X player, here's a first-round pick, we have plenty of money. Like, that's the situation they're in. Troy Weaver's done a great job of building this flexibility with the Detroit Pistons, and it's a great thing. Because in the past, you never had any flexibility. What can you guys not realize about that? Troy Weaver is doing something we have not seen. Now you're going to have money available. I can't promise you there'll be a player that will come here, but if the opportunity arises, Troy can capitalize on it, which is a great thing.
Sure. That's all hypothetical, and there's no clear roadmap. And again, go show me the players. Forget top 10, forget top 15. Go to top 25. Go from 30 to 20. I don't care. Who's going to be available that's going to make an impact on this team? That you're going to go out and spend this type of money on.
We'll get better defenders. How about that?
This
team was significantly better.
I'm going with it.
You can do that.
I'm not buying into this. I was promised big signings. He said big signings. That's a fucking lie. It's not happening. And that's my point. And that's where I'm getting my frustration from. Now, do I think you can turn out Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart, some picks, hell, even Killian Hayes, and go get a veteran guard and a veteran 4 and a veteran wing who can shoot and play defense? Yeah. And get a lot better next year? Yeah, I do think so. I do. But don't talk to me about promised big signings and that they were going to spend big money when the reality is this upcoming free agency class, nothing going for you. Nothing. And on top of it, you want to talk about a package trade, you can sell me on it. But find me the player or the prototype of the player. What kind of player are you looking for?
You need a wing.
And like you said, you can't predict Donovan Mitchell would become available. But where were the Pistons in that? Where were the Pistons shelling out?
They had no money. Now they can do that.
Now they
didn't have money last offseason.
That's the point.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm on board with the idea of, not signing Jeremy Grant. That was the right move. Trade that pick. Ends up becoming Jalen Duren. A lot of good pieces here.
Right.
But don't sell me on big signings, promised a core role, they're going to be great. Bullshit. You're still 2-3 years away, and the only way you can sell me on next year being a year where the Pistons are a problem is what we just discussed, along with Jaden Ivey becoming a top 30 player in the NBA alongside Cade. That's the only way. Where Ivey goes out and is reminiscent of young Dwayne Wade. It's the only way. It's the only way. You go find me the 2 or 1 that's going to come to Detroit, overtake one of these kids, Cade or Ivy. It's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
And they're going to lead this team. It's not happening. It's not Kyrie. It's none of these.
No, they're not signing a
it's
guard.
Not gonna happen.
It's going to be a wing of some sort.
And that's where I'm getting at. And can we play defense, please? By the way, that would be nice.
And that's probably what Bojan meant is by we're signing great players to them. You just need better defenders and some shooting.
I'm only using his words. I'm not putting him in your mouth.
European,
I hope you don't. I'm not trying to throw it your way. I'm just my frustration with the comment. It's all bullshit. But whatever. Moving on. We'll be back when we get back. Kellen Moore hired as the OC in Los Angeles. What does that mean for Ben Johnson? What does it mean for Dallas? And, of course, we're going to tie it all back to the Lions, who next year, you want to talk about a fraudulent 12-5 football team? That was the Dallas Cowboys. What the hell is the ceiling for the Lions next year? We'll get to that next, but before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Cintron.
Well, guys, let me tell you about Cintron. It's the best. I drink it every morning before I start today's show. They usually send us a great gift package, and if you want to check that out, you can visit drinkcintron.com for more information, and they're also available on Amazon.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
At Alta, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. If you have a big project coming up, Alta has you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
Hi, how was your birthday?
I was fine.
Good.
Thank you for asking. Shut the hell up, Fish.
Well, I wanted to ask how your birthday was.
It was fine. Shut the hell up.
Well, did you go out to dinner anywhere? Did you...
I did.
Okay. You never really talk.
We're back here on the Morning Woodward Show, live, woodwardsports.com. As always, nothing.
I want you to talk about how your day was.
I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about sports.
Alrighty.
It's what I like doing. I don't like talking about myself. All right, moving on. Kellen Moore, named the OC in Los Angeles. Interesting. We'll see how that dynamic works out in the AFC with Justin Herbert. But, Jeff, the Cowboys are now missing an OC. It'll likely go in the direction that Mike McCarthy will be calling plays next year. And in an NFC that is so weak, from really just, I would say, the third team or the fourth all the way down to the 16th team, it is weak. In a year where the Dallas Cowboys made the wild card as a 12-5 football team, what is the ceiling on the Detroit Lions? Now, do the Lions have Micah Parsons? I mean, you could argue that Aiden Hutchinson next year could be playing at an all-pro level. You could make that argument. Do the Lions have Trayvon Diggs? No, they need a better corner. They absolutely do. Do the Lions have a plethora of wide receivers? Oh, check. Do they have a better offensive line? Check. The backfield in Dallas is odd just like Detroit. So I'm not going to give one the advantage over the other. I know Tony Pollard likely leaving, but irrelevant to me. And quarterback play. Who do I trust more right now given what I'm paying them? Oh, Jared Goff 100%. So top to bottom, compare the rosters along with what you know Brad Holmes will do this offseason. Anybody? Or is it just me? 12 wins isn't, what, feasible? Is it crazy talk? We all talk about, oh, they're going to contend for the division next year. I agree 100%. I think that's a reality, and they should. But I look at the Dallas Cowboys. They won 12 football games this year. And with a weakened NFC that will likely have a plethora of rookie quarterbacks that you will go up against next year, with a very friendly home schedule next year, start dreaming from now?
If your defense can significantly improve. The Dallas Cowboys...
Would you expect it to?
Yes, the Dallas Cowboys, they have a point differential of 125 compared to the Lions. They only have a 26 point differential.
The Cowboys' problem is when they win...
Unbelievable.
They win big. And when they lose, it's embarrassing. Point differential is one thing, but the Lions were one of the teams with a positive point differential.
True.
And the Cowboys did have a good season. Not to take anything away from them. They had a good season.
Right.
They found ways to win tough games. No problem.
Dak didn't.
But I'm just saying. Yeah. And they were 4-1 without Dak, by the way.
Yeah,
just saying. You want to go top to bottom with the roster. Are you missing a Micah Parsons? Yes, you are. Aiden's not that yet. He could be, absolutely. But he isn't that right now. That's fine. I don't mind that. You don't have a star corner. You don't have the linebackers that Dallas have. But offensively, you go toe-to-toe with them. No problem at all. I could argue you have the better quarterback, the better receiving core, the better offensive line. I don't think that's an argument. I think that's a fact. Pinch me from now. Call me crazy. But if Dallas goes 12-5 in the NFC, what the hell are the Lions capable of next year? Kellen Moore gone. I'm not saying he's boy genius. Mike McCarthy, I was a bit hard on him. I think he did a hell of a job this year. Especially with Dak as his quarterback. But what are you expecting next year? It just blows my mind that in the NFC next year, I think you could have, in your own division, a 12-win, 11-win Lions and Vikings team. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me one bit. The NFC is so weak. I think playoffs are a guarantee next year. Am I missing something?
No, because I think there'll be some teams that slightly regress. I think the Vikings being one of them. I think they'll still make the playoffs, but they're not going to have 13 wins. They're not going to win that many close games in another year from now. Tampa Bay, Tom's out of there. They're going to regress depending on who they bring in at quarterback. And after that, you have Carolina, 7-10. They're going to bring in a rookie quarterback expectedly. The Saints, Falcons, Cardinals aren't going to have Kyler Murray the first couple games of the season. The Rams, if you're talking teams at the bottom, the Rams, to me, will bounce back and win more games. But outside of them, I mean, look at the teams that are currently in the playoffs this season. Seattle, New York. I mean, I don't know what those teams are. I mean, they have Daniel Jones and Saquon available in free agency for the Giants. They're going to have to re-sign both those guys. In Seattle with Geno Smith, can they repeat what they did this season? I don't know. So those two teams could regress. But to your point, yeah, the Lions, this NFC is too wide open. And you're pretty much retaining everybody. And you're going to add some more rookies this season. And in the offseason, you're going to add some free agents. Yeah, it's definitely optimistic.
Am I dreaming?
No, I don't think you're crazy to say 12 wins. I would honestly say 12 would be... I think 12 would be like the absolute ceiling to me. If you could win 12 games, because to me that'll win you the NFC North. 12
I'm just
wins.
Trying to walk through the NFC right now. I go by the records of this past season,
and that's fair.
Niners, Eagles next year I expect to be very good. No problem. They're the two best teams in the NFC, two most complete teams in the NFC. I have no problem with that. Fair.
Fair.
Okay, now it's the teams after. Sell me on them. We just went through Dallas. Brian Daboll, genius in New York. I expect them to be in the playoff hunt next year.
Yeah.
I think 10 wins is feasible for them. They'll be a wild card team. Without Daniel Jones, Daboll really won a lot of people's hearts this year with the Giants, the Commanders. Kick rocks. They're going to be one of the worst teams in the NFC.
They might even start Sam Howell next season.
The Rams 5-12. What? 8-9, 9-8. 10-7.
I think they can
I'll
get
give
to
you because of Stafford and McVay. But who is protecting Stafford? Who's running the ball? Where are his wide receivers? Where's Von Miller? Where's all these players? Where? They're not making a Super Bowl run next year. It's just not happening. Seattle. Okay, they go from 9-8 to what? 10-7? Maybe. Geno Smith, a whole year of tape now on him as a starter.
Yeah.
I don't see it. The Packers are going to regress without Aaron. The Bears, meh. The NFC South is a shit show. I mean, come on.
I think the key...
You can be the third best team in the NFC next year by default. And not to disrespect any other team or any other coach or any team that made the playoffs this year. But for God's sake, work with me a little bit. Work with me. A top 5 offense next year. Fuck the top 5. Top 7. Top 10. If you give me the 18th best defense, this is a 12-win team next year.
And by the way, chat's correct. They do have 9 road games next season. Their goal for next season, they were 500 this year. Another team that was 500 on the road, the Dallas Cowboys. They were 12-5 because they were 8-1 at home. The Lions got to have a 500 record, or I guess in this instance, you'd be 5-4.
Look who they play on the road as well.
4-5. That's what we have to see too. They play some good teams on the road. So
again,
I don't worry about them at home.
Look at the NFC, man.
To get 12 wins, I mean
they play 5 games next year against the AFC. The other 12 are against the NFC.
Right.
6 of which are in their division, 6 outside of their division.
And in the division, I'm not too concerned.
Please,
I'm really not.
Somebody communicate to me and explain to me why I'm crazy.
Yeah, you're 5-1 this year in your own division. Next season, your division's actually going to regress.
Next year, you go 4-2 in the division. Fuck it, you drop an extra game.
You're still fine.
You're still fine.
Yeah.
You play 12 games in the NFC. You go 4-2 in your division and 4-2 against all the other NFC opponents. What's your record then? 8-4. You go 4-5. It's all in front of you, man.
And that's what I love about the NFL.
It's all in front of you.
Is every year is so much different than the previous year that even looking at what teams will be in the playoff conversation now, like it's even hard to predict. Last season, if you would have told me Seattle would make the playoffs, I would have told you you're crazy. So
yeah, there's going to be a few teams this year that surprise us. You can look. You really can't say the Giants will surprise you this year, but you want to say you go to the South. Carolina, do they show something with Frank Reich? Is it Atlanta that steps up? Is it New Orleans with Dennis Allen? One of those teams is going to step up and make the playoffs. You go to the South, or excuse me, the West? Arizona? No, I don't expect much. I don't. See who they hire, but I don't expect much.
And even then, Kyler, he's going to miss a couple games.
Kyler can't overcome difficult situations. Yeah. And unfortunately for Kyler Murray, I think he's so talented. But when a majority of your game is built around you being mobile and moving, you put yourself at more risk. And when you carry the ball 11, 12, 13 times a game like he was doing, surprise, surprise, he tore his ACL. Injuries happen, even in the pocket. Even as a quarterback, Brock Purdy tore his UCL in his elbow. It happens. Can't predict injuries. Happens to everybody. But why would I increase the odds of my franchise quarterback getting hurt? I think Kyler's a very good quarterback. I do. I love his talent. Beautiful, beautiful throwing the football. But can't see over the offensive line. You have to create passing windows with your offensive line, and it's not even that good. And he has to roll out just to see everybody. Not ideal for my franchise quarterback. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying anybody. I think 11 wins next year. You can even go 10 as the floor. 10 is the floor by default in the NFC next year. And if you couldn't win 10 games next year, what the hell are we doing in Detroit? And I am not trying to talk up your team right now, but you have a top 10 offense. You will have an improved defense. Brad Holmes, like he always does, will add key talent to this team. Who knows what he does in free agency? I don't think you shouldn't be dreaming. I think it's reality, man. I just do.
You expect him to improve. They won 9 games. Yeah, 10 is fair. The floor being 10 is completely fair, especially looking at the NFC.
All right.
And you're able to retain at pretty much everybody, hopefully. We'll see what they do in free agency, but
fair enough.
That's fair.
Look, we'll continue the conversation. 8:45, the Lions expected to unveil new jerseys, huh? St. Brown leaking information. What the hell's going on here?
Ooh,
9 o'clock?
Can't wait.
9 o'clock, I would like to have a one-on-one with all of you about Jared Goff. And if you can't understand it, I have a few words for you. 9:15, who made the playoffs this year that will miss it next year? 9:30, Sean Murphy will join us to talk about his favorite coach, Dwayne Casey, who's the best coach in the NBA. Can't wait for that one. And we'll be right back. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Guardian Alarm.
Speaking of a team that can't defend, I got a team for you that can defend. It's the Guardian Alarm team, because it's a new year, and you can allow Guardian Alarm and their professional technicians to take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them any day or night. Know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone with you for as long as you need. They also have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work, and people have been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for more
Harrison, you're an idiot.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
We are the network for Detroit, by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Let me tell you about my good friends over at Custom Health Centers. Ryan Ermanni been on an excellent journey, changing his life, down over 26 pounds now. I'm so very happy for him. He's fitting into his clothes better. He feels better. He's more confident. And you can check him out from 2 to 4 here on the Woodward Sports Network with Braylon Edwards and Tom Mazaway. We're back here on the Morning Woodward Show, and not much disagreement in the room and with all of you at home in the chat. Seems like the floor is looking really good next year. And again, if this was the AFC, we'd be having a difficult conversation.
Absolutely.
What are the expectations? A tough division, tough this, tough that, tough conference, quarterback here, quarterback there. I could name 6, 7, 8, 9 quarterbacks in the AFC better than Jared Goff. I maybe can only name one right now, and that's Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, with the level of play he's at, you're correct.
Right now, yes.
Yeah. Not body of work.
Not over the last 12 years.
Yeah.
Miss me with that bullshit. Right now, who's playing at a higher level than Jared Goff in the NFC?
Just Jalen Hurts.
You could only point to Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Not Kirk Cousins, not Matthew Stafford, who was injured this year. Not Kyler Murray. Not Geno Smith. Not anybody. Not even Tom Brady, who did throw for 5,000 yards. But it was the ugliest 5,000 yards and most inefficient 5,000 yards I've seen in my life. So, no. This is the NFC. It's why we get to have this conversation. And you go through the teams, man. I went through almost all of them. By default, I don't mean this with any disrespect. By default, you should have the 5th best record in the NFC next year. By default. Just showing up.
Right. Yeah, the only 2 teams that fear me are Philly and San Francisco.
Of course.
That's the only 2 teams. I mean,
Dallas, I think, a good team. They'll give you problems, but no problem.
But do you fear them?
No.
Okay.
I go to the offensive side. I like my quarterback more. The backfield, irrelevant. I like my wide receivers more. I like my offensive line more, okay? I love their pass rushers. I have to give
that's
that.
The big one.
I love their linebackers more, love their corners more. But I have an offseason where my GM, I expect him to draft a corner at 6 or 18. I expect him to bring in a veteran corner in free agency. I expect him to draft a linebacker. I expect him to bolster the interior. I do. And I think they will be better. Do I think they'll be better than Dallas next year in those categories? Who knows? Maybe they do find their Sauce Gardner at pick 6 or 18. Who knows? And maybe they don't. Or maybe they find their Asante Samuel Jr. in the second round. Who knows?
Right.
I don't know yet. What I know is I do have a GM who has a track record of hitting on picks. And if he does what I expect him to do, maybe I give you 3 teams in the NFC that will be better than the Lions next year. Maybe 3. And I can't believe I'm saying this. How the tables have turned.
I know, it sounds crazy.
But the NFC is so garbage, and that's not to discredit the Lions or any other team, but the NFC is so weak. You want to just go through the quarterbacks?
Please.
It's bad.
Yeah, please.
It's not good,
go through
Jeff. Jalen Hurts, excellent. Dak Prescott, average. Daniel Jones, average. Carson Wentz, I'll put a gun in my head. Brock Purdy, Trey Lance, or Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't know, but the Niners are amazing, so it doesn't matter.
As a team, you fear them. Yeah.
The Seahawks, Geno Smith, not really concerned.
No.
Matthew Stafford, good luck protecting him next year. Good luck to only throwing a Cooper Kupp. Good luck because you don't have draft picks. I don't know what to tell you about Los Angeles. I don't believe in him. Kyler Murray coming off an ACL injury? Yeah, I'll pass. I don't care if he's throwing a Hollywood Brown, Hollywood Jones, and Hollywood Herb. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter.
What about Mr. Kirk?
It doesn't matter.
No. Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, no. Average. Above average. Whatever.
Yeah, but
Good. I would have him on my team if I didn't have a franchise quarterback. Yes, I would love to have him. Better than having the next guy on the list. Go to New Orleans. You want Winston? You want Andy Dalton? No. What about the Packers? Jordan Love. Good luck. Justin Fields, running back, playing quarterback. Good luck. Tom Brady, Kyle Trask. Good luck.
Yeah. And
Sam Darnold. That's who I have to worry about.
Even if they draft, they'll have a rookie. Let's just say.
And Desmond Ridder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not a lot of fear out there.
There's nothing that these teams offer. And may I remind you that every team in the NFC South, the Lions outscored by at least 90 points on offense. Every team in the NFC North, the Lions outscored. Every team in the NFC West, the Lions outscored this season. The only 2 teams in the NFL, in the NFC this year, that scored more than the Lions were the Cowboys and the Eagles. And may I remind you that Dan Campbell and the Lions decided not to show up in New England and Dallas, where they combined and scored a total of 6 fucking points and had 5 turnovers and 8 penalties on the bye week coming off into Dallas. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that performance.
Think about that.
That performance won't be replicated, at least in my opinion.
Think about it. 2 teams outscored you in the NFC only.
Yeah.
Now, where you need to take a significant leap is on defense, because you gave up 427 points. You gave up more points than the Falcons, the Saints, the Panthers, the Buccaneers, the Packers, the Rams, the Seahawks, the Niners, the Commanders, the Giants, the Cowboys, the Eagles. That's your problem. That's your liability. Mm-hmm. You improve that. You go from giving up 427 to 345 to 348 to 370 even. We're talking about a division-winning team.
And even the disappointing performances you've seen throughout the season, you look at conference record for all the top teams in the NFC, the only teams that had a similar record than the Lions are 7-5 in the NFC, were the Cowboys. They were 8-4. The Vikings were 8-4. The 49ers were 10-2. And then the Eagles were 9-3. Everybody else either had a 500 or under 500 record in the NFC. So I just named the Lions. The Vikings were always frauds to me, but other than that, 3 contenders. Dallas was a contender until they got in the playoffs and completely melted down. But that's the point you're making, is the Lions are in that conversation. Even this year when they won 9 games, they had one of the better records in the NFC.
What was the talk about the Lions in the wild card round? Oh, if the Lions would have gotten in, why? One, they really looked like one of the 10 best teams in the NFL over the last 10 weeks.
Definitely.
Nobody can debate that. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina performance really disappointing. Looking past it right now. By default, you are a contender next year. By default. Now, are you a Super Bowl contender? No, obviously not. Do I think you're a legit NFC Championship team next year? No, I don't. I think you're young, and you're missing a piece or two that I just don't know if you have yet. I won't know. I won't know until you draft, go on free agency, and I see how they play. I just don't know. So I'm not expecting this upcoming season to be the year they pull a Philly, where they get from the wild card to the NFC round, right?
Yeah,
NFC Championship, not the Super Bowl. But I think this year you can go on the road and beat the NFC South winner or the NFC West winner or the NFC, even the NFC North winner if you don't get in. Because I do think, actually, I take it back. Eagles, Niners probably going to be 1-2 next year. Okay, so who's 3? The Vikings or the Lions? I think you can win your division next year.
So
you can host a playoff game, win a playoff game, maybe losing the divisional round or the... probably losing the divisional round to one of these better teams, fine.
Mm-hmm.
But that alone, winning the division, winning a playoff game, now you're talking to me. Now you're talking my language. Till then, don't talk to me. But this is how you do it. It's a weekend NFC, a lot of young quarterbacks. We agree there's only one quarterback better than yours in the NFC. You win. You go 8-4 next year in the NFC. You're in business.
Mm-hmm.
You're in business. You're cooking.
And this is, again...
And you're playing the third-place team in both divisions.
Sounds ideal.
Pretty ideal to me.
And it's funny because it is premature confidence, but you're looking at a team right now currently constructed having this confidence. We haven't even got to the draft. You haven't even got to free agency. Players are going to continuously improve. I mean, the rookies you had this season... Like, there's a lot of things that I think could go the Lions' way if players take that next step, and depending on who they add in free agency in the draft. And you talk about winning your division, I think it's going to be more realistic as the season approaches because the Lions have assets. They're going to be able to add players. And like Funky said in the chat, I love this comment. He said the last 10 weeks, they had the 17th best defense and a top 5 offense. If they could do that all season, they will be in the playoffs easy next year.
Lions will go on the road for Green Bay, Chicago, Minnesota, obviously in the division. And then they go to Kansas City, Los Angeles, New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Dallas, and Baltimore. Not the end of the world.
And who knows with Baltimore?
And at home, you get Denver, lock that one up. You get the Raiders, lock that one up. So fortunately, yes, you have to travel to Arrowhead. You have to go to L.A. and play Justin Herbert. Fine. Difficult
stuff.
But you're hosting. Who's quarterbacking the Raiders? You have the better coach.
Mm-hmm.
Who's head coaching the Broncos?
Don't know.
I don't know. Unless it's Sean Payton, I don't give a shit. So yeah, next year. It's looking really bright.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
We'll take a break. When we get back, the Lions expected to unveil new jerseys. Look, we did this conversation maybe 6 months ago, and we kind of went through color schemes and what would work best. Do you guys want to see new jerseys? I guess that's the question.
I need new jerseys.
You need. All right, we'll talk about that next. We'll talk about it next, but before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Big Boy.
Well, wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. You can try the classic meatloaf or Cajun chicken Alfredo, but how about breakfast as well? The stuffed potato pancakes are officially back. Stop by your local Big Boy today.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big super party. Wait, we can't say super. We really can't say. Come join us at our super party on Sunday, February 12th from the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports super party. Well, our super party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet. DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lions season. Enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Chili Pepper Tanning is where you'll find all the cleanest salons in the D with spotless sanitized rooms and trained and certified tanning professionals. You could join the Pepper Club for all the best deals. They'll beat all competitors by $5. ChiliPepperStanning.com. Hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans. Your vitamin D headquarters, 27 locations, and more on the way.
Chili Peppers tan.
All right, we're going to play a little game with all of you at home. Lions, New Jersey's coming soon. Amon-Ra St. Brown teases it with his brother over on the 33rd. What was it, the podcast they have together? They were playing Madden the other day.
Yep.
Mentioned that they need New Jerseys. All right, so here's the game we're going to play. In this specific order, I want you to put down the color concepts you want. Okay? Helmet, jersey, pants. In that order, okay? Put your helmet color / jersey color / pant color, okay? I want all of you to take some time. Think of the ideal concept you want. Jeff and I will review them, of course. But, Jeff, I'll start with you. You said you not only want, you need.
Mm-hmm.
You need New Jerseys. Talk to me. What do you need?
People are going to hate my answer.
Oh, you fuckhead. Don't you dare.
And I don't know what my problem is with bringing back bad memories. Like, I honestly...
the black jerseys.
You bet your ass.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
I thought you were going
I thought I was going to get the teal treatment. It's like, well, you're bringing back those jerseys? That era?
I think all blacks would look insane, but...
I need blacks.
What's the concept?
Silver helmet.
Silver helmet.
Yeah, just
black
pretty much
top.
the same concept they had with Kelvin, back in the day. I need...
Just in today's standard of uniform, though.
Yeah, you'd have to have a little modernized, but still, black would be beautiful.
See, we got a lot of them in the chat. We got black, which I think is very interesting. How do you pull that off, though? Blue stripes everywhere? The Lions logo on a black helmet just doesn't look right. So I think the best case scenario, you would go white helmet, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
If not white, silver with the standard helmet. And then all black would be kind of neat. I think that'd be pretty cool. So Garbanzo says silver helmet, white jersey, white pants. Fan or no?
I don't mind it. The white, I feel like white is it's pretty much what they're rocking. I mean, that's kind of what, or even the all grays they had. I mean, that stuff.
Here's what
I like
want.
the design, but I want something new.
My favorite Lions jersey is the Thanksgiving Day jersey. All right, okay. That should stay the same. The logoless helmet, I love it.
I'd agree with that.
But there has to be some iteration of it to me. That color is so beautiful. I wouldn't mind that gray being the entire uniform for your color rush, and then the all blue for your home. I don't mind at all. And I also don't mind the current blue being all blue with a silver helmet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not opposed to it. Let's see what else we have in here. We've got, white helmet, blue jersey, black pants. I don't know. That's a bit crazy.
Yeah,
white numbers. That's a bit. That's a tough sell.
Fish, what do you think of my idea? The black, bring back the jerseys that you didn't win a lot of games in, win really no games in, but they're all black jerseys or they're all black unis. What do you think?
I think they look cool. My favorite color is blue, as you can probably tell by my
that. You're wearing blue
outfits every day.
Blue.
And then I have another blue shirt. I guess I do have a blue shirt.
This man's got blue on blue.
Anyways, but I think the people might hate me more than they hate you, Jeff. I like the all whites. I know that's like not a thing, and I know it's stupid because I complain about all whites in European soccer, but I like. I think the all whites look.
The all whites.
Cool.
Look, it's a mixed review in the Lions fan base. I don't know how I feel about them. I don't hate them though. I don't hate the all whites on the road. Do I think you could come up with something more creative for road games?
Oh,
yes,
absolutely, yeah.
What that is, I don't exactly know.
Have they done all silver? Didn't they do a game in all silver?
Yes.
They've worn it.
Okay, so I think that's sweet. I think you can go all silver.
The black concept to me is the most intriguing one. That's the one that my eyebrows get really raised up for. But
just want to see Panay.
How do you pull it off? What's the color concept? What's the jersey color? What's the outline number?
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's kind of where my head's going. Where, I mean, if you want to be bold, do you change that Lions helmet? Do you go away from the silver helmet? I think it's difficult. I don't think you can do it.
You probably still have to have the silver helmet. Kind of like similar concept in which they had silver helmet. I'm trying to find a picture. I want to send it to Alex to put it up, so you have better context.
What if they go like a blue helmet or a white helmet?
That's what I'm saying. I think they need to go out and add one more helmet.
Okay.
I don't think it, and it can be an alternate. It could be it could be your third option helmet. But if you pull that out 2-3 times a year, I think that'd be pretty neat. I do.
Alex, I just sent you my uni pick. We can base it off this.
Oh God, who's this from?
This is well, it's just the black unis, but I just want to see it, and we could visualize
from back in the day.
Yeah, and I sent it to Alex, so you can put it up.
Fair enough. Look, I don't know. I don't know how you pull off black. So you know what? If I remember correctly, the font color was blue and it had a white outline back in the day.
What'd you say?
The black jerseys?
Yeah, it definitely
had a blue font color, a white outline.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see it, Alex. I want to see it. Because what's really important here is understanding how do you make this work. Hey, asshole, look at your boy. Figure it out. Figure it out. Jeff playing kindergarten.
I put it in our morning Woodward.
Oh, good. Anyways, before we get to the blacks, I want to figure out how this works, boys. What's the helmet color? I guess we can start there.
Yeah.
Would you prefer a blue, a white, or a silver on your black uniform? We're going to see it now.
Yeah,
so let's see it.
This is base it off this concept. I don't know how you'd mix and match this. If you
see, I think you got to go away from the silver pants.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be all black with a white outline on the stripe, and the stripe color is blue. So you go blue font color, white outline, white outline on the pants, and a blue stripe. And I think you go with today's normal silver logo. I don't think you can change the helmet, and I think all black would be kick-ass.
Yeah.
I think white pants would be sick, and I also think blue. You could get away with blue with a black stripe. So that would work for me.
No,
you could sell me on that.
Yeah, me too. This is sick, and I love the rebirth. Right, you're bringing back the old black unis with this new regime. You win 11 games, and then you wear these a couple times a year. You're gonna remember these in a different way.
Well, let me ask you this:
different memories pop up.
Which Lions logo do you prefer, the old one or today's? And when I say the old one, I meant the one prior.
I'd probably say today's.
I refer it as the fat lion.
Yeah, it's huge. Probably go with this one.
Anybody?
Go modern.
You like the modern one?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I really don't.
Anybody have any feelings of support towards the old logo? Because I think I'm going to be in the minority.
I'm seeing people agreeing. Today's all day.
See, I think the fat lion.
The fat lion is
like an OG picture to me.
Yeah.
You know, because that's obviously what I grew up with. It's the first logo I saw. Yeah. But it is a fat lion, and you know me.
Yeah.
So I'm all about modern innovation, losing weight. I think it's dope. Who's that from? The Graphic God? That's actually what I told you. White outline,
sick.
A blue font. I can get behind
goodness.
It. That would be.
Where'd you find this?
That would
Where'd
be
you
pretty
find this
sick.
at?
Just the Graphic God on Google.
Okay, shout out to the Graphic God. He is literally a graphic god.
I was going to say he's the graphic god.
This uni would be sweet. Yeah, that's.
I would.
With the different color gloves.
By the way, just FYI, I haven't bought a jersey from the Detroit Lions since the all-whites with the blue font, little silver outline, and Ndamukong Suh, number 90 jersey. It's literally in the office, by the way. It's the only jersey I ever bought outside of Barry Sanders. And when I say I bought, I mean with my money. My father got me jerseys when I was a kid. That's different. I would buy that.
No doubt.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And it would be Aiden Hutchinson or Amon-Ra St. Brown or both.
I'll tell you what.
But that jersey is cold as hell.
That jersey would be sold out of multiple players. I'm telling you, got to bring back the black. That's my vote. If we're going with color designs, it's something similar of the Graphic God in which he just showed us, but you got to have black in there. I just think black looks so clean. It does.
Oof. This is.
Man,
I can rock with it. I can get with this. So that's the all black, right? So we just got a preview of the all black.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody interested? Anybody? Just a curiosity. Anybody interested in an all blue, Honolulu blue? Eh?
I gotta see it
with white font.
Okay.
Silver outline or silver font, white outline, however you want to play it.
Blue helmet.
Same concept. Blue helmet, blue pants with the same concept.
I wouldn't mind that either. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either.
But is your black your home, away, or alternate?
Got to be alternate, I would think, for black.
Man, showing up on the road all black jersey scared the living hell out of teams. I'm just saying.
I know. Coming to take kneecaps.
Look, people think jerseys don't matter. All right?
They do.
But they do. All I'm saying is we were a 4-win baseball team. All right, my freshman year, in the shittiest uniforms. All right? Year 2, 19 games. Stitched Nike jerseys. I'm just saying. You want to draw the correlation? I don't know. I'm just giving you the data I have. It may be skewed. I'm just saying. Maybe very biased. I'm just saying. Top of the hour coming up. When we get back, Jared Goff. I would like to have this conversation only once. It's not a debate. It's not anything other than shut the hell up and listen.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not having this conversation from now till April 28th. And on April 28th, we can talk. Until then, you shut the hell up. Good? Fair. When we get back, big conversation coming up on Jared Goff. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Swiss Insurance.
Before I start, thank you to Justin Ross for supporting the network. But I do want to share a message from Swiss Insurance. Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial review. Many businesses choose a New Year's Day effective date, but Swiss Insurance can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance, give them a shot and you won't be disappointed. Contact them, mark@swissins.com for more information.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle, baby, talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, woodwardsports.com. Top of the hour, brought to you by, of course, our good friends over at the Monroe Street Midway. Fish, I know you and Stick are going, so I'm honestly not even going to talk about it. But putt, winter putt, winter bumper cards, excuse me. You name it, they got a shop, eat, and play all winter long. We're back here on the Morning Woodward Show, live, woodwardsports.com. Jeff?
Talk to me.
Jared Goff. When he was traded here, I said, Jared Goff is the best bridge quarterback you could have gotten your hands on. Okay? Jared Goff, his first year, sucked. Jared Goff, his second year, was excellent. Jared Goff, ladies and gentlemen, is your starting quarterback next season. Jared Goff is your starting quarterback for the foreseeable future. till he's 30, 31, 32. Who knows if they extend it? But he's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's not happening. They showed with his pay rate, which is a discount to market, at what he currently gets paid for the production he gave you.
Right.
There is no issue with Jared Goff. Now, you don't like when I bring up Alex Smith. I know, it bothers all of you. But Alex Smith showed up at the age of 27 to Kansas City. 5 years later, they moved on. Jared Goff showed up at the age of 27 to Detroit. 5 years later, could they move on? Would they move on sooner or later? I don't know. What I know is his play is not the problem right now. So why fix something that isn't broken?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Do I want a franchise quarterback? Yes, I do. Do I think you can draft one at 18? No, I don't. Do I think you could take one at 6? I do think the 3 that are being talked about who would be taken will not last past 5. Do I think you'll have a top 10 pick next year? No, I don't. But do I think you could trade up if you believe the guy was there next year or the year after? I do. And do you not believe in Brad Holmes to do it other than any other GM you've ever had? Why am I going to sit here and worry about a position that was not a problem for me this year? Was it a problem at times? Yes. Joe Burrow threw 4 interceptions in a game. Justin Herbert threw 3. It happens. Quarterbacks have bad games. But he had more good games than he had bad games. And
Absolutely.
That's what I want.
The second half, he was damn near
perfect.
He was
flawless in the second half of the season. That's what I want. Do I want a franchise quarterback? Fuck yes, I do. Do I want them to take a chance and sit somebody for a year or two behind Jared? Oh, yes, I do. Am I going to force it? No. Give me a corner. Give me a linebacker. Give me a veteran corner, too, while you're at it. Go get an interior lineman. And go get a guard. Go get a running back later in the draft, too. How about we do all that? And then next year, in 24, drafts in Detroit, maybe you want to take your guy. Or maybe in 25. Or maybe you're having so much success that there is no reason to move off of Jared Goff. Because if he wins the division this year, and if he wins a playoff game this year, is anybody really going to be talking about who the backup is or who the replacement is? No, they're not. Now, is there a ceiling to Jared Goff? Yes. Can you win with quarterbacks like Jared Goff? Yes, you can.
Brock Purdy.
So can we all shut the fuck up about this false reality, this fake narrative that the Lions must draft a quarterback this year because they will never have an opportunity again? Stop it. I watched the Chiefs go 12-4 and take arguably the greatest quarterback in NFL history through the first 5 seasons of his career. It's not arguably, it is. Patrick Mahomes, his first 5 years, you put it up with anybody, it's not even close. He's the best, ever. Chiefs did that when they were 12-4. They traded up 8 spots. Didn't matter to them. Oh, well, Adam, Patrick Mahomes doesn't come out every draft. You're correct. But 2 years ago, Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa, and Justin Herbert came out in the same draft.
Josh Allen came out of a draft where it was mostly busts.
With it had Lamar Jackson in it. So
okay.
So that one had 2 in the first round. But
other
the top
than Josh,
ones,
just Lamar.
The top ones were busts, though.
Yeah.
Baker and
Rosen, Darnold.
I think Sam Darnold in that draft.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, so
all those guys.
So stop. That conversation with Goff ends today. You don't perform the way he did and have to deal with speculation in the offseason about who the backup is, who's going to compete with him, who's going to sit with him. Shut the hell up. If Jared Goff goes down, your season's over. It's that simple. Your head coach is not Kyle Shanahan. Your roster isn't as good as the Eagles or the Niners. You will not be able to overcome your starting quarterback going down.
I mean, even the Eagles, they lost some games without Jalen
Gardner
Hurts.
Minshew.
And I like Gardner Minshew. I think he's a
and they
pretty
were
good
1-2 without him.
Right.
No, they were 0-2. I apologize. 0-2 without him.
It's tough. It's your starter.
Shocker.
Yeah.
No team in the NFL is equipped to lose their starting quarterback. So don't worry about who the backup is. Because if the time comes and Jared Goff does go down, your season is over. It is over. You will not be able to overcome it. You will not. You don't have the roster right now that's capable of overcoming it. You don't have the best defense in the NFL like the Niners did. You don't have an all-pro at every position on offense and defense like the Niners do.
Right now, you're correct.
You don't have that.
Yeah. No, you don't.
So, stop worrying about it. And if, God forbid, Jared Goff goes down and it totally derails your season and you finish 4-13 because you didn't have a quarterback, well, guess what, Detroit? You're picking in the top 3. Go get a quarterback. So, just don't worry about it. It's kind of where I'm going at. And stop with the conversation about Jared Goff. Stop it. Just stop. He's the guy. He's not going anywhere, Jeff. And I don't want to hear from now till the draft on why the Detroit Lions must take a shot at number 6 because it's the only way they will ever draft a franchise quarterback. How about you draft one in the 2nd round? Maybe the 3rd round. How about you draft one next year in the 1st round? You trade up. How about the year after? I don't know. But when a guy throws 29 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, you don't just push them out the door. Alex Smith gave you peak years by year 3, and then he regressed by year 5. And you saw the ceiling. Until I see the ceiling of this team with Jared Goff, I'm not moving off it. And even if you want to play Nostradamus with me and say, Adam, Jared Goff is only good enough to get this team to an NFC title game, but they will lose. Please, God, give me that.
Yeah.
Please, God. I will fucking do whatever you ask. Anything.
I know.
Get me to the NFC title game and let me deal with that problem then.
Yeah, that's what people...
Please, let me have a sports talk show in the morning, on a Monday morning. The Lions came up short in the NFC title game due to Jared Goff's play. This is why the Lions have to draft the next guy. Please, God, give me this problem.
I know.
Let me have rich people problems, please. Let me be the Chiefs, go 12-4, and talk about getting Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
please. Please, God.
Yeah, we're not the 49ers. The 49ers got to a Super Bowl.
Trade 3 first-round picks for a fucking quarterback that you don't even play year 1, and you get to the NFC Championship
But they did that
game.
because they kind of knew where they were as a team. They're ceiling with Jimmy G. And they wanted that next. They wanted a dynamic quarterback in Trey Lance, who we still don't really know what he's going to become. But we're not there yet. The Lions aren't the 49ers. You don't really know the ceiling of this team yet. They're still building. The 49ers had a complete team. They know, hey, our problem's at quarterback. Let's go upgrade. Didn't work out. Trey Lance was injured. But still, like, you can get a
And I don't want to
Purdy.
hear it can backfire. Shut the hell up. If drafting a quarterback was a science, every team in the NFL would have a quarterback right now.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
You're going to miss. And maybe you hit. And maybe you're fortunate. But fortune favors the bold. And sign me up for this GM who's been bold as hell since he's arrived.
Mm-hmm.
I like my chances with Brad Holmes.
Yeah.
I do. I do like him a lot.
I'm just not a big fan of putting a ceiling on specifically Goff because of the past.
How can you? Has he had a top 15 defense yet?
Not in Detroit.
How can you evaluate him?
That's my point. I mean,
he gave you a top 5 offense this year,
did.
and I want to give Dan Campbell a lot of credit for it. I want to give Ben Johnson a lot of credit for it. But he was the quarterback of a top 5 offense. What'd you give him on defense? 30th in the NFL.
Yeah, nothing.
If you take that from 30th to 20th even, I bet you any money he wins a division. I bet you any money he could win a playoff game with it.
Defense was playing better down the stretch. They were 8-2.
And when they were top, what? You said top 10? Through that 10-game stretch, top 15?
Yeah, I think they were like top 15, top 17.
They were top
like
15. For a 10-week stretch, they were 8-2. You give him a top 15
Maybe
defense
a little higher than that.
In Detroit, he'll give you 80% win percentage.
And even if they weren't, let's say they were higher than top 15, that's still impressive. Like, if you could just get to top 15, right.
Give him a defense.
You'll be fine.
And then we can evaluate him. And if Jared Goff goes out this year and turns the ball over more and throws 12, 13, 14 interceptions, fumbles 3, 4, 5 times, costly turnovers in the 4th quarter of close one-possession games, okay, now we're talking. But you don't get to play Nostradamus with me when he's not the problem.
Right. It's like Cowboys fans with Dak. Dak was not the problem, and now he is the problem because they see their ceiling. The Cowboys' ceiling is capped with Dak Prescott, and now they realize that. It took them a couple years, but they got there. Same with the Lions. I'm not going to sit here and say Goff's the problem. He's not the problem right now. Now, when this team is complete and you're trying to make a Super Bowl run, and Jared Goff is single-handedly holding you back, then we can have a conversation. But as of right now, there's no need for it.
Thank you, Jeff.
The only argument I'm willing to listen to is the conversation about his contract. But even then...
Whoa. Different conversation.
Right.
If Jared Goff comes to the table when his contract expires, or the year going into his last year,
right,
and says, I want $50 million, I will pull down my pants and show him my ass. He can walk out the door. I'm just saying. No. There are... I'll play game here.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that kind of money? I'll pass. No. I'd rather just go draft a quarterback. Please, don't waste my time.
See, we agree. Yeah.
I'm with you guys on that.
Yeah.
But he costs me $30 million right now, and I can cut him at any time I want and save $25 million.
And he's one of the best in the NFC.
He is the least of my problems. His contract favors me right now. Why the hell would I even get rid of him? Why? I have zero incentive to. Let's go out and try to win that division next year. Let's go and win a playoff game. How about we go do all that, set the precedent, build the culture, and then you talk to me about bringing in your quarterback, which I think you can do regardless of your record. All the teams in the NFL, who are the 2 number 1 overall picks right now that are in the NFL that are taking over the league? Name them. I'll wait. Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence. Jalen Hurts, the number 1 overall pick? Nope. Second round. Jared Goff? Not lighting up the league, though. Who? Oh, Josh Allen, 7th overall pick. Who else you got, Jeff? Give me your top 10 quarterbacks. Kyler Murray, number 1 overall, not lighting up the league. Not a franchise quarterback to me.
You know me. Just
Lamar Jackson, pick 24th. No, I'm sorry, 32nd overall.
He was the last pick in the first round. Right.
He's a top 10 quarterback.
Jalen Hurts, second round pick.
Second rounder, brought him up. Who else you got? Who's in your top 10? Name them.
In the entire NFL?
Yeah, name them. Justin Herbert?
Yeah, Herbert.
6th over... No, is it 6th or 5th?
Regardless.
He was either 5th or 6th. Off the top of my head, I don't remember. I apologize. But Justin Herbert, 5th overall. Wasn't number 1 overall. There's only 2 right now in the NFL that are doing it. Herbert and Lawrence. You don't need to pick first in the NFL draft to get your quarterback 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, Burrow and Lawrence. Those are the 2.
Helps. When I have the number 1 overall pick, I have the option. Bears, did you see the report about Mahomes? They told Patrick Mahomes he would be a Chicago Bear if he was there at 3. They traded up and got Mitchell Trubisky.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness, of course, yes. But you see my point here?
Yes, I do.
Mahomes was available at number 1 overall. You have to identify the guy. It's not about the media hype. It's not who you think. These guys are paid millions and millions and millions of dollars to get these picks right. I trust Brad Holmes to make that decision, whether it's at pick 1, 7, 12, 15. I'm fine with Jared Goff for now. Let's take a break. When we get back, who made the playoffs this season that will miss it next season? Play that game a little early. But before we do, I got to tell you about our good friends over at Planet Fitness. Sign up today. What are you waiting for? Go from a big lion to a fit, modernized lion. What the hell are you waiting for, Detroit? Sign up today, planetfitness.com, $10 a month, or visit them at one of their many Metro Detroit locations. Your fitness is essential. Again, that's planetfitness.com. What are you waiting for? Sign up, $10 a month. We'll be right back.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big super party. Wait, we can't say super. We really can't say come join us at our super party on Sunday, February 12th from the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports super party. Well, our super party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet. DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lion season and enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
All right, shop, eat, and play all winter long downtown at the Monroe Street Midway. Guys, what are you waiting for? Take your family, take your friends. Winter bumper cars, putt-putt, indoor arcades, you name it, they've got it. Shop, eat, and play all winter long at the Monroe Street Midway, thanks to our good friends over at Bedrock, Detroit. We are back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, woodwardsports.com. As always, 9:16. Jeff, Iafrate, Adham, Beydoun. Jeff, which teams made the playoffs this season that will miss it next season?
What conference?
You want to start in the AFC or to the NFC? I'll give you your choice.
We'll do AFC. We'll start there first. We'll get to the good
AFC.
At last.
So we'll start with the number 1 seed in the AFC, and that was the Kansas City Chiefs. And they're making the playoffs next year.
You already know that answer.
Until proven otherwise. You can't even talk about them missing it. You have to talk about them making the conference title game.
Will they make the AFC Championship game again?
Bills expect to make the playoffs next year.
Definitely.
Bengals, we agree?
Yeah.
Okay. The Jaguars.
Yes.
I'm going to go out and say they win the division again next year.
I think they'll be back.
And I think they're an 11-6 team in the AFC next year, 10-7 at worst.
Yep.
Now we're going to go to the next 3 teams. Chargers, Ravens, Dolphins. Jeff, is any team in this group missing out? These are your 3 wildcard teams.
The Ravens.
Ravens miss it next year.
Yep.
With a top 10 quarterback in Lamar Jackson.
We don't know that.
Oh, it's very true.
That's the part, because they extended Roquan. They're gonna have a good defense, but what they looked like with Tyler Huntley. If you don't have Lamar Jackson, there is no way in hell they're making the playoffs in that division. You have the Browns, the Steelers. I think the Steelers will they'll be a team to make the playoffs.
Go
yeah,
Browns.
they were 9-8 this season. If Lamar, that's the I guess the asterisk there. If Lamar's not there, they're not making the playoffs. There's no way.
So I have a problem with this, because if I go to the conference standings in the AFC, Pittsburgh, New England, the Jets, the Titans, the Browns, the Raiders, the Broncos, the Colts, the Texans, in that order, are the teams that didn't make the playoffs that I need to pick to overtake one of these teams. I think a healthy Tua Tagovailoa gets the Dolphins into the playoffs. Having said that,
I think so.
I think they move on. I think they're calling Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady's a Miami Dolphin or a San Francisco 49er next year.
Either way, Miami, I think, will make the playoffs. I really
think that's happening. Okay. Well, what about the Ravens? Lamar comes back next year. That defense, you can talk about the weapons that he does or doesn't have, but they set up the offense in a way to take advantage of their defense and their ability to run the ball. They're a run-first team, and he's a run-first quarterback. And until proven otherwise, I still like them. But I would agree. I think the Ravens miss the playoffs next year.
Because you got the Browns next season. I don't know what the Browns are going to do.
Playoffs, and I'm going to... Man, you are on point today.
Yeah, I just don't
think
see
the Browns take the biggest leap and go from 7-10 to 10-7. But again, quarterbacks. The AFC is a crapshoot.
Yeah, it is.
Because next year, you may have Derek Carr in New York, Jimmy Garoppolo in New York, Deshaun Watson in Cleveland. Good luck, Russell Wilson and the Broncos. If they get Sean Payton, that's going to be a team. I mean, there's going to be 3 excellent teams that are going to miss the playoffs next year.
You could make an argument that the Ravens, and this is really premature, but after they could be 4th in their own division.
Absolutely.
You could say Bengals, Browns, Steelers, then the
Riddle
Ravens.
me this. I could make the argument,
without Lamar,
even with Joe Burrow next year, if they have a dip, 10-7 could finish 3rd in that division. If the Bengals go from 12-4 to 10-7, they could finish 3rd in their division, and that wouldn't surprise me. Think about that. That's how loaded the AFC is. So as much as here, let's reverse it a little bit. Forget the teams that will miss it between the Ravens, the Chargers, and the Dolphins. Okay. Who makes it? If you were to put your money on, and if I were to tell you the Jets went out and got Derek Carr, okay, I'll give you that, or Jimmy Garoppolo,
or Aaron Rodgers, I
gave you one of those 3. Who are you picking? I think I'm sticking with the Browns.
Yeah.
I think a full Deshaun Watson, Amari Cooper, Nick Chubb, that team. Kevin Stefanski is a coach of the year. We forget that. They took the Chiefs to the final minute, the final play of the game, and the postseason. Yeah, I like the Browns next year. I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah, even the Jets, like their division is the big one for me. You have, I assume, Miami. They're going to be in the conversation again. You have Buffalo. You have Bill O'Brien over in New England. The Jets will be much better. I can see them maybe making the wild card, but if you had to put money on it, I like the Browns as a complete roster, like you said, especially in their division. I could see them being right behind the Bengals and making the playoffs.
Here we go, Browns.
Tyler Huntley, by the way, just named to the Pro Bowl. If you ever want to know how meaningless a Pro Bowl is.
All those injuries.
Tyler Huntley, thanks, Booner, named to the Pro Bowl. What a shit show. Eagles making the playoffs next year.
Yeah.
Niners making the playoffs.
Absolutely.
And every team from there on out, I could make the case that it's going to make the playoffs next year. We'll start with the Vikings. They could come up short in the wild card if they don't win their division. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, no way in hell they make the playoffs next year.
No way.
They're not winning their division. That'll go to the Saints, it'll go to the Panthers, or the Falcons, one of the three. The Cowboys, could they have a drop-off? I don't know.
I think they can.
But who misses the playoffs? Let's start there. Who made it this year definitively that you believe, outside of Tampa? That's the easy one.
Right.
Who made it this year that will not be in there next year?
To me, it's between the Giants or the Seahawks. This is tough. I'm going to go Seahawks because I think their division will look a little different next season, depending on what the Rams do. You have the 49ers still in that conversation. I don't know if Geno Smith can have another year like he just had. Maybe he can. Maybe I'm proven wrong. But right now, as it stands, assuming the Giants bring back Daniel Jones and Saquon, I like Dable. I like what they're building. They can keep Kafka. I'll go with the Seahawks, but not confident because I respect Pete Carroll. But I'm going to go Seahawks.
I think there are two teams on this list, three actually, including the Bucs, that will miss the playoffs next year.
Yeah.
Okay? The Seattle Seahawks will miss the playoffs next year. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will miss the playoffs next year. And the Dallas Cowboys will miss the playoffs next year.
You got the Giants in over the Dallas Cowboys?
Mm-hmm. Giants are going to make... I trust their coach. Love their coach. Way more.
But
way more.
But if we're talking talent...
Talent's obviously the Cowboys are up there. They're probably the third, fourth most talented team.
I don't see it.
In an NFC...
I don't see it.
I could make the case. Philly and the Niners. If I gave you that the Vikings are repeat champions,
mm-hmm.
and I gave you that the Falcons would win the division, let's say, teams 5, 6, and 7, I would make the case for the Giants, the Lions, and you can talk to me about the Rams or Cardinals.
Okay,
as much as I don't like the Cardinals,
Rams will be in that conversation.
But you can talk to me about talent. Yeah, there's talent. You can talk to me about the Rams. Have a healthy quarterback, who, when healthy, is probably the second or the best quarterback in the NFC at the moment. I don't think you could put him over Jalen Hurts, but... yeah.
But he's up there.
Got to be fair. He's up there. You never know. I think the Cowboys, man, they just find ways to disappoint.
But they always have good regular seasons. We're talking about making the playoffs, not going far in the playoffs.
Yeah, but 4-4 on the road.
Yeah, it was weird.
8-1 at home. Inflated record. A quarterback who it was so inconsistent they won with the backup. That's probably the worst argument I could make, to be honest, because they won with a backup. They were 4-1 with their backup.
I know.
They didn't miss a beat.
The Giants were 1-4-1 in their own division. So you'd expect significant additions in the offseason for the Giants, assuming they go out and add some players. Because with this current roster as constructed, they were 1-4-1 in their own division. So if you're talking, making the playoffs over the Cowboys, got to have a much better record next season. So we'll see.
All right,
I just don't see it. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I got more faith in the Cowboys to make the playoffs than the Giants next season. Can't believe that just came out of my mouth, but it's true.
It's all good, man. When we get back, Sean Murphy will be joining us to talk about the beloved Dwayne Casey, why he's the best coach in the NBA,
You
Why
bring up
Bojan Bogdanovic?
You got to bring up that bull jive you brought up to me at the beginning of the show to Sean. All right, about the great players and are they going to find a top 10 player?
You can I didn't bring it up. I didn't fucking say it.
You can bring up that.
The player said it, not me.
Bring up that bull jive to Sean. We'll see what he thinks.
Bro, do you hear this shit? I didn't bring it up. You read the quote from your guy, Bojan Bogdanovic.
Talking top 10
I didn't
players.
say it. He said great. Great. He said big signings. I didn't know getting Kevin Love on a 2-year deal for $10 million was a big signing.
It's not
Fuck off.
Kevin Love.
When we get back, Sean Murphy joining the show. Should be fun. But before we do, I got to tell you about my good friends over at Cousins Maine Lobster. What are you waiting for? Scan the QR code you see on the screen or visit them at cousinsmainelobster.com. Check out the Maine roll, clam chowder soup, lobster tacos, my favorite. My favorite on the menu is the lobster tacos. We'll get to that and more, but make sure you check them out. Find out where their food trucks are and try it for lunch today. We'll be right back with Sean Murphy and the Pistons.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe Garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show. WoodwardSports.com. Live Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. As always, Adham, Beydoun, Jeff, Iafrate. Joined by a very, very good friend of the show, Sean Murphy. Sean,
Yay.
Good morning, buddy. How are you doing?
Adam, Jeff, good morning. Good to see you guys. It's nice to wake up and not see that the Pistons are beating the living out of, so you know it's a good day.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, the standards of pouring cement have unfortunately changed dramatically. But Sean, I want to start.
Life is pain. I'm fine. Anyway, what's up?
Full of pain.
I want to talk to you about Bojan Bogdanovic. His comments about being promised not only a core role with this team going into next year, but he was promised big signings going into this offseason. And, you know, we started the show with this, and I told Jeff, like, man, I don't know what the hell he was promised, because you go to the 23 free agent class, ain't nobody available, man. Like, there's no big signing. And in the history of this franchise, you have never, ever, 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 ever went out in free agency and acquired a top 10, top 15, even top 20 player. Now, have you acquired some through trades? Absolutely. Have you drafted them? Absolutely. But Sean, please try to put this together, because from what Bogdanovic is telling me is that he expects the Pistons to go all in this offseason. Mm-hmm. And they're gonna sprinkle some salt, throw in some pepper, stir it up, whisk it even. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Is that going on my French
and they're
fries?
gonna be great next year. Help me, Sean.
Break it down for him, Sean.
Well, first of all, let's just talk about the reality of the situation, that we're reacting to a second-hand comment from a conversation that a player had with a general manager that there's a total possibility could not be on the roster in a week and a half. That's a whole other conversation that we could have. But also, the other thing to put as well is listening to the words and what he's saying there, because he said, yes, we have a lot of cap space. You sign great players. And sure, I understand when you're hanging up on the terminology and what he's saying and you think great players, I understand right away. You go, oh, great players. That's the best of the best. That has to be all-star players. But the truth of the matter is, to win in this league, you need great players all around your rotation. There's guys who are the best of the best coming off of the bench. You need guys that can come in and make contributions. A guy, for example, that's available this summer that would be a great player and a solid signing for the Pistons to sign is Grant Williams from the Boston Celtics. He's not their first or second option, but he's one of their most consistent three-point shooters. He's one of the best three-point corner shooters in the league. He's one of their most dependable defensive players and helps against some of their, a lot of Boston's best matchups, especially when Tatum and Brown need rest on the defensive end. Shaquille O'Neal once said, in this league, you need stars to get to the playoffs. You need role players to win championships. So the truth of the fact is, when you're talking about getting great players, that doesn't just mean LeBron James, Paul George. Bojan Bogdanovic is a great player. He might not be considered an all-star, but he's scoring 20-plus points a game, 50, 40, 90, and he's at high volumes and shooting better efficiencies than he did at his career. And he's on a deal that's team-friendly. He only has a couple years left. And listen, you talk about, yes, he might not have as big of numbers next year, but would you expect him to? I mean, with Cade Cunningham coming back in the lineup, year 2 of Jaden Ivey, another lottery player, which wherever we land in that regard, it's going to be a player that's going to, have a role. I think a team to look at, Adam, to answer your question, I think for an example, you look at a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers, who in 2021, they drafted Evan Mobley. They signed some guys like Lauri Markkanen in the offseason, some little deals that they were seen as not big deals at the time, but helped the Cleveland Cavaliers take that next step, become more legitimate. And then from there, because they had solid players that teams liked and wanted to take and acquire in deals, from there they can take that leap and go get the all-star or that top 10 guy that you're talking about. So even though it's not that huge, massive jump that you're talking about, I mean, we're not if we're talking about what this team needs to improve in. I mean, this isn't like the NFL where it's like, oh, we need guys at safety, we need guys at corner, we need offense, special teams, you name it. This is a situation where they need their number 1 overall pick to be healthy. They need Marvin Bagley to be on the court. They need Alec Burks to be ready from day one. They need another young asset and a young solid star who can come in, which, by the way, we're not far from figuring out who that's going to be. And this is, we're going to be talking about a lot in the coming months. This is one of the best draft classes in a long time. And we were saying that about classes the year before, but this class is a different level. So when we talk about what the star power this team needs, they already have a lot of talent on this team. It's really around the margins where they need to get better.
See, I think this is where you and I, we don't disagree. Everything you said, I can almost get on board with. But where you lose me is the idea that they need Alec Burks. They need Marvin Bagley. They need even Sadiq Bey. You talk about signing Grant Williams. There is 1 basketball and 5 players available on a court at any given time. And
but
Dwayne
Adam,
Casey, wait, Sean, give me a second. Give me a second.
Okay.
I'm with you. I think you need to sign players in free agency and bolster up this roster and get better. I think you are missing Cade Cunningham dearly. I do think next year he's going to surprise the league. People are going to forget about him. He'll come out 21, 6, and 8 a night. I can't wait for Cade next year. I think they're missing him so dearly this year. 100% I agree with you. But when we talk about a team that lacks identity defensively and identity offensively, signing players doesn't fix any of that. And that gets to my ultimate beef, my ultimate issue. Not so much with the idea of, quote, great signings. It's the fact that maybe you're a play-in team next year. But I'm still waiting for Cade to come through. Hopefully he's not injured again. I need Jaden Ivey to develop. Jalen Duren's going to be unbelievable in the NBA. That's a fact. That's exciting. But I still have Isaiah Stewart, Sadiq Bey, Killian Hayes, and Kevin Knox, and Alec Burks, and Hamidou Diallo, and all these guys. I have 4 or 5 players I need to get rid of and use my money to bring in better players, and then we can talk about making the play, and I'm on board with that, Sean. I don't disagree with that at all. But that doesn't change the fact that I think you have a coaching problem. I think you have who is your primary ball handler problem, and yes, that's difficult when Cade Cunningham is out of the lineup. Do I think Bojan Bogdanovic is better served in a number 3 role? Sure, but he doesn't play a lick of defense. You're going to have to find a wing player to do that for you. You're going to need to find 2 number 4s. Marvin Bagley has never been healthy, and that's why you got him for nothing. So I'm really trying to be patient, but at the same time, we need to stop acting like, oh, the Pistons are young and that's their excuse. Memphis is fucking young. Half of the league is fucking young. There is no more excuse. And I look at the head coach. I don't look at the talent. You can pitch me all you want on development and all that stuff. That's great. But I don't see it. I'm not seeing an offensive identity, a defensive identity. And I'm willing to have the conversation after this year about Dwayne Casey. I'm not saying fire him now. I'm not. But everything you just said is irrelevant if you can't fix the core problem with this team, which is there's too many players that think they should be having the ball in their hands. Everybody just picks and chooses when they want to shoot the ball. There's no identity. And yes, Cade Cunningham not being there massively hurts them, 100%. And there's no defensive identity or shape. It's horrible. Who's that? Whose fault is that?
Okay, there's a lot of dog to unpack.
Please,
there.
entertain me.
We'll start with, first of all, you started with Grant Williams, there's only one basketball. But you're talking about all the things that we need on the defensive end and the improvements that we need there as well. So the contradiction there that...
There's no contradiction. I told you can go out and sign a very good player like Grant Williams, but there's one basketball on the court. I'm talking offensively, not defensively. I know what Grant Williams brings to the table.
But where you need to get your head out of your ass...
Bro, don't tell me what to bring my head out of my ass when you brought up Grant Williams. Sean Murphy. Sean, mute your mic, buddy. Mute your mic for a second. When you brought up Grant Williams, my friend, don't just argue with me for the sake of arguing. Talk very clearly with me. When you brought up Grant Williams, you brought up he's one of the best corner 3-point shooting bigs in the league. Yes or no? That's what I'm talking about here. We're talking about offensively. And I'm telling you, offensively, there is no identity. And now you're telling me I'm talking out of my ass? Please explain how.
Their identity's out for the season. But go on, John.
Do you know what a corner 3-point shot means? That is a catch-and-shoot 3 in the corner. A guy does not need to dribble the ball.
Am I asking him to, Sean? Did I say Grant Williams, you need to sign him and he needs to dribble the ball and he needs to be the primary ball handler?
You said there's only one basketball.
Yes.
Grant doesn't command the basketball.
No, I know that. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I'm talking to children.
The basketball in his hands. That's literally what we're saying. Is that's literally not true. And what I'm saying,
I didn't say he needs the ball in his hands. Jesus Christ.
If you listen to the rest of what I said about Grant Williams, the value that he brings is on the defensive end and everything he brings in switching and everything he brings in that sense. Also, the argument that trades can't change identity is simply not true, because you can make a trade and a statement to the locker room that this type of behavior and what's happening isn't going to be tolerated. You can make small moves and make cuts in the locker room to actually put players in positions to want to improve and succeed going forward. The simple truth of the fact is, right now, you can't build offensive identity when your general's not on the court. You're not far away from significant improvements coming to aid them. The simple truth of the fact is, like, defensively, 1 or 2 two-way wings can make a significant difference of what this team can do.
So what's the lineup going to be then? Walk me through how deep you're going to go to your bench. Because you're talking to me about Alec Burks, Marvin Bagley. You're going to go add 2 more wings. You still need to add a 4, and let's say hypothetically Grant Williams. You're going to have a 12-man rotation,
deep, right?
Yeah, I mean it's not a bad thing.
Memphis goes 12 deep.
Oh my goodness, Memphis.
Fortunately for Memphis, 11 deep, right?
Sean. Fortunately for Memphis,
goes 10 deep, right?
Oh my goodness.
Oh
my goodness.
Saying,
and Detroit goes 10 deep right now. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. You're not listening. You're not listening.
What are you going to say about Memphis? I want to hear this.
You're not listening.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
answering your question.
Jesus Christ.
What are you going to say about Memphis? I want to hear this.
Jesus Christ. Memphis, for example, and I brought them up earlier for this exact reason, is they're young and they're talented and they're deep and they don't have this issue. Now, do they have John Morant and we don't have Cade Cunningham?
And he hasn't missed an entire season? Right.
Time out.
Right.
Slow down. I agree. But you, with the excuses that it's okay, I'm talking about Dwayne Casey here. That's where we're starting. You brought up Grant Williams as a signing. I agree. That would be fantastic. But we need to understand, there is no identity on offense. And yes, you can make the argument, Jeff, that Cade Cunningham's out. There is no identity. Fine. But all season long, poor defensive effort. No identity on offense.
Roster needs work.
Killian Hayes went from really blossoming to I don't know what the hell he's been doing the last 2 weeks.
He had a bad game. Right.
A bad few games now. But I'm not overreacting. The point where I'm getting with all this is going into the season, what you and I agree on. And Sean, I think you were here for this as well. We said they're 3-4 years away from contending. Fair? I'm going off of what Bojan Bogdanovic said. I'm not telling you you need to go out and contend next year. I'm telling you you were promised big signings and that they were going to contend next year. I don't buy it. I don't know who you're going to go get, and that's where all of this came about. Is who are you going to go get that's going to change your fortune next year? I think you need to change your coach. I think you can spend that money, and that's great. You can bring in a wing, you can bring in a 4, but you're going to have to package up Saddiq Bey and a few other players because you're not going to pay them to stick around and play 17, 18, 22 minutes a night. Mm-hmm. What are we doing here? And then eventually you're going to have to pay Cade. You're going to have to pay Ivy. You're going to have to pay Durham.
Yeah, but that's, I mean...
I understand it, but it's 3-4 years away.
Right. So what you're saying is you expect them to, you're saying they're 3 or 4 years away, but you're frustrated right now that they don't have an identity.
I'm expecting to see progress, and I'm not seeing it.
Of course you're not going to see it.
And I understand Cade's out, but that can't be the only excuse.
Okay,
does that just totally wash away the season?
I mean,
I'm not allowed to be critical of anything I'm seeing on the court, offensively and defensively. No, when he has Jaden Ivey, the 5th overall pick, he's got Jalen Duren, who's the best rookie 5 in the NBA right now. He's got Bojan Bogdanovic putting up 20, 54, 50, 40, and 90, like you said. He's got Saddiq Bey, who's regressed this year.
Don't say Jalen. I mean, he's the best 5, but don't say he's like Joel Embiid, best 5 in the NBA.
He's the best 5 rookie in the NBA.
Yeah, I get that, but he's not coming out averaging 20. I mean, he's giving you 9
you guys are putting words in my mouth, and you're not listening.
Okay.
I said he's the best rookie 5 in the NBA.
What does that mean?
He's the best center in the NBA as a rookie.
Okay. So what does that do for you? At 9 and 9 a game. Sean, go on. What do you got to say?
Okay, so first of all, there's this insinuation that Memphis just is young and flipped the switch and all of a sudden we're contenders. Let's talk about the Memphis rebuild and what it actually took for them to get into that position, because it didn't just start with Ja Morant. I mean, this was a 5+ year rebuild of being really bad, getting Jaren Jackson Jr., like slowly drafting and developing players like through the draft, and then they eventually were able to add that gem like Ja Morant, and then from there they were able to take that step and go to the play-in tournament because they had a roster that was in need of that type of guy. They were able to add it and take it to the next level. Like the ultimate point is that like building it, like it's not as simple as, you know, like this. You have to build a complete roster in order to take that next level. And if you really listen to the words like Bojan saying, he's not saying that the Pistons are going to contend next year.
Right.
He's saying that he said we're going to be great next year. And listen, we can talk about is he using the term great too loosely? Yeah, maybe, because great teams are like, you know, like teams that were, you know, Eastern Conference Finals or like long playoff run teams. But like, let's not mistake it here. I mean, this team has a chance to be either a high seed playoff, like play-in team, or even like a 6th or 5th seed if the cards go right. Like this team can make significant jumps, and I mean there are improvements, there are things, and there is progress. Isaiah Stewart, a player that you plumped into the needs to go category, has actually been a shining gem of the Troy Weaver and Dwayne Casey development area is actually a guy that they're extremely proud of his development. Whether or not he's going to be a starter in the long term, that's a whole other different conversation.
Sean, I love you, buddy. I do got to go to break, but
can we keep him?
Yeah,
I got
we
questions.
Keep
I haven't got. Stay on, Sean.
Stay on, Sean. Yeah. We got to go to break. I'm asking for progress. It's very simple. I'm talking to a wall. I'm talking to kids right now. Memphis, when they drafted Ja Morant, they were 22-60. They won 33 games the next year.
Yeah,
I'm just asking for progress.
Yeah, no,
that's all I'm asking for. I'm asking for a head coach who's not a fucking idiot and takes out his rookie when he's 5 for 5 from the field, has 13 points in the first quarter, and then sits him for an 8-minute stretch. Expects him to come back in and have any sort of fucking rhythm. What the fuck do I know? We'll come back. Sean, stay on. We got to talk. We got to finish up a few more things, but before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at the Sports Marketing Agency.
The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com for more information.
I love Woodward Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media. Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Bowling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling game. 2 to play for $12, the unlimited open play, or you can pay $120 for a lane reservation for up to 10 people. $2 Mr. Beer Machine, full bar. Check it all out, bowlingwarehouse.com.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, woodwardsports.com. Damn it, we're way ahead of schedule right now. We got 3 minutes and we got to take another break. God damn it, Jan. Damn it, Sean. Okay. Okay, let's reset a little bit without being angry, okay?
Yeah, just save the angry for when Sean's on.
I don't want to be angry when Sean's on. I don't. I really don't.
Take a deep breath.
I mean,
what I would like is to have a basketball team.
Sit down, relax.
That I'm optimistic about.
And you're not listening.
And
this is great meditation.
I think you need to stop playing stupid music, Fish. Having said that.
Okay, what is wrong with this?
Just shut the hell up,
It's
Fish.
not Christmas music.
Just shut the hell up, please. Okay? I'm going to name you players. You tell me yes or no they're part of the future. Or they should be. Okay?
Yes.
And then make your case, okay?
Okay.
Bojan Bogdanovic.
Obviously, that's where it's trending.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Kate Cunningham.
Yes.
Jaden Ivey.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Jalen Duren.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Rodney Magruder.
I mean, no.
No, I'm not saying you're saying yes. I'm asking yes or no.
I'm saying no.
Okay.
No.
Nerlens Noel?
No.
Corey Joseph?
No.
Isaiah Livers?
Yes.
Potentially. Because
He'll
of
be
3-point
there.
shooting ability,
Yeah.
I'm willing to listen. Kevin Knox?
No.
Hamidou Diallo?
Probably not.
Marvin Bagley?
Probably not.
Okay, now you're talking my language. Killian Hayes?
Maybe.
Alec Burks?
I would like Alec Burks.
Okay, we're going to disagree on that one. Sadiq Bey?
That could be a piece that you trade.
So I would agree with almost everybody you said on this list that needs to be replaced. And you can talk to me about signings. But again, he was promised big signings. And again, Grant Williams, do I think he would be an amazing signing? Hell yeah. 3-point shooting ability, stud defensively, can guard the 4 and the 5, at times even the 3. No problem.
Not so now all this makes sense when Sean's off the air.
Nobody.
You're like, there's only one basketball.
No.
Okay,
when
go
I
on.
said there's one basketball, is you have to show me how this works offensively. That's it.
Yes.
And yes, when Cade is back, it becomes a lot easier. But what has Dwayne Casey shown me? This is all stemming from Casey.
But this isn't about Casey. He's not the future. Why are we talking about Casey?
The future, is it with Dwayne Casey or not?
No, it's not. It's clear as effing day. I mean,
clearly it is.
No, who said that? I'm sorry. Did I miss a
told
quote?
What I said was a bunch of bullshit. I was told it was a bunch of bullshit.
I don't think I saw that quote by Troy saying Dwayne's here next year.
I didn't say Troy.
Did I say that?
Did I say Troy? I did not.
So where are you getting this quote about Dwayne being here for the next 5 years?
There
Okay,
is
then
no
there
quote.
you go.
We were
Thank
talking
you.
to Sean, and I brought
Thank
up
you.
Dwayne Casey.
Okay.
I was told it's bullshit to think this way. Why?
No,
Because that's what I
Sean's
have in
saying
front of me.
It's BS to think everything else you said about There's only one basketball. You're going off about the money available in free agency like it's a bad thing.
There's only one basketball available. I have Killian Hayes, who can't shoot the basketball. I have Sadiq Bey, who's regressed in shooting the basketball. Jaden Ivey is still developing his three-point shot. Cade Cunningham is still not a proven shooter in the NBA. I have a lot of people that can distribute the basketball, who can pass it to a Grant Williams, who can pass the ball to a Bojan Bogdanovic.
Yes.
But, again, we're always going to go back to the simple quote that we read to start the show, as if I'm in fucking left field over here. Promised to be a core member of the team, and that would make big signings. You want to talk about the idea of getting Grant Williams? You're going to have to pay him near max money. That's what you're looking at.
Oh, it's funny.
And you're going to have to overpay for him.
How do you know that?
Because if he goes to market...
You talk to his agent?
If he goes to market...
You're going to pay him.
You're going to pay him a hefty price.
You're
and you
pay
have
him.
the money available. No problem. I'm not disagreeing with you, Jeff, here.
Money available?
I'm not.
Wow, that's new.
No, but when you talk about big signings, I'm just telling you my definition of big signings.
Yeah.
When we talk about great players, Bojan Bogdanovic to me is not a great player.
No.
He's Jeremy Grant last year, except he can't play defense.
And that's what Sean said.
No, he said no. He said Bojan Bogdanovic is a great player.
No, Sean.
His words, not mine.
No, Sean said verbatim. Did he use the term great loosely? Yes, he probably did.
Then you shouldn't.
Okay,
and then tell me that
shame
I'm
on
saying
him.
bullshit because I bring up Dwayne Casey and that I'm not sold on the vision and I don't see it working. And then bring up all the reasons why it's not. Well, Cade's not here and Marvin Baxley's not here and Bojan Bogdanovic, he's going to be here next year and you're going to bring in Grant Williams maybe.
Those are the possibilities. Yeah,
I'm trying
sorry,
to
you're not going out and getting Paul George. I'm sorry.
When you say great player, when you say big signings, you're telling me a top 15, top 20 player. We agree it's not likely.
No.
We agree it would probably come in a trade.
Are they going to sign?
We agree on almost everything about this team.
So then what's the problem? Because you misinterpreted what Bogey said, or his words are misconstrued?
I'm just talking about what he said.
Adam, you have money. You have money available. Can you or can you not go out and sign good players?
Can you go out and sign good players? Yes. Big signings?
Who said where?
The quote is big signings.
Define big signing.
That's my point.
Grant Williams isn't a big signing?
That's what we're talking about. It's a very good signing.
So it's almost like you're just misinterpreting what Bogey, you're taking it too literal. Now, do we trust verbatim what Bogdanovic said? Probably not. Is that why you're that upset? Because he thinks you think Bogey's promising a superstar to come here?
No, I don't want a superstar. That's my point. Because I have Jaden Ivey, who I expect to become a superstar
now we're
player.
getting somewhere. There you go,
dude. I'm missing the fucking boat here. I told you before the season started. 3 to 4 years away from contending a legit team in the Eastern Conference.
But you're upset they don't have an identity.
But what I'm upset about is you're in the season where you have no identity. It took you way longer than it should have to start Duran. Your rotations make absolutely no fucking sense.
Duran, he needs
I get more nights where Alec Burks gets 32 to 33 minutes than Jaden Ivey gets 25, 26 if I'm lucky. And that's the kid I'm banking on my future with. What are we talking about?
Burks, oh my God. Burks and Ivey are playing together in the starting lineup.
With Killian Hayes sitting on the bench and not getting enough minutes. As it should be. I'm lost with this team. Clearly, I'm so fucking off point right now because I don't like the basketball I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I don't like the rotations.
No one likes the basketball
they're
seeing.
problem, apparently.
But the difference between me and you is I actually think the future's fine. They're still.
I didn't say the future wasn't. I just said I don't want the fucking coach.
Anybody's defending the coach. I mean, you're having an argument. You're literally arguing in a mirror. You're arguing in a mirror.
I'm not.
You're saying you're arguing about Dwayne Casey being here for the future when there's. I bet how many people are watching this show? Every single person in the comment section wouldn't say to you, Dwayne's the future. I bet you any money. So what are you frustrated about?
So why did Sean come up here and talk to me?
Sean never said Dwayne's the future.
We had an interview last time and the interview today before he could even jump on it. Stop it.
I just had a podcast with him yesterday. We talked for 30 minutes about Dwayne Casey.
To hear it.
You can go watch it from half court. Not one word about Dwayne being the future was mentioned.
Let's take a break. We got to get to mailbag. When we get back, we'll talk about nothing, actually. We'll answer all of your questions. But before we do, I got to tell you about my good friends over at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, no appointment necessary. They're awesome stylists who take care of you like they take care of me. So what are you waiting for? Get to a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
All right, Matrix Home Solutions, Big D Energy, and Ermanni and Edwards will be live from 11 to 4 at the grand opening of Matrix Home Solutions out in Plymouth. Please come by, check them out. Myself, Jeff, the whole team is going to be down there celebrating their grand opening. All Matrix does, and you have a chance at winning great prizes like autographs from Braylon and Darren, along with potentially some really neat deals. Brought to you by Matrix Home Solutions, one of the best in the business. We're back, mailbag time, and here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna answer some questions.
By the way, speaking of questions, we do have questions of Adham probably Thursday. Is that a good day?
Wednesdays were.
Okay. Well,
Wednesdays
then I will come
better.
up with information,
So
and tomorrow we'll do questions.
Yeah.
Maybe to all of us, obviously mainly Adham. We'll try to find everything from geography to sports to
Whatever you like, buddy.
everything.
It's all about you, all right? That's 10 minutes for you to figure out what the hell you're going to say.
Well, I will.
Fair?
Yeah, that's why I brought it up.
I can't wait.
So you know.
I can't wait.
And the audience, of course, you guys can comment as well on all the answers.
All right, so Jeff, I want you to answer this.
Back to mailbag.
Okay? Do we agree the Pistons are 2 years away from not legit, I don't want to use that word lightly, from being a playoff team, meaning play-in or slightly above a play-in?
Yes.
Okay, 2 years away. We agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want you to answer this from Chris. Okay? Jeff, and I'll pose it as a question to for you. Do we both like Grant Williams as a role player?
Yeah, solid role player.
Okay. If so, and this is what he's saying, and I want you to answer this, the delusion is real. The Pistons are extremely far away from a play-in spot, seriously. And I think there's a truth and a lie in that, okay? I think the truth is Grant Williams is a very good role player. I think the lie is acquiring him, you would still be very far away. I think you need role players to assist Ivy and Cade. Cade not being here obviously is a big fucking mistake this year. It hurts.
You need some adults in the room
I get it.
to help establish an identity.
And I'm not even going to say the word coach. I'm not.
Right.
Okay? I'm going to base it all off nothing. But is signing just one player enough? I don't think so.
And they're going to have money to do more than one player.
And I think they need to package up, a few players, ship them out for a veteran 3, no?
Yes.
Are we talking the same lingo?
Yes, we are. Depending on who's available. You never
Depending
know.
on who's available, of course.
Could be a great player.
I
Could
mean,
be
the
a
ideal
middle-of-the-pack
scenario
player. Yes.
is you have a wing and D. You have some wing players that can shoot the 3 ball. I mean, you're really looking to construct this team around Ivy and Cade as your primary ball handlers.
Absolutely.
And everything around the offense works around them. I mean, that's why you drafted him number 5 overall, right? You didn't draft him to be a spot-up shooter, did you? And last I checked, he's leading all rookies in assists, isn't he? It's the playmaker. Attack the basket. Comps to Russell Westbrook. Comps to Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
I like what I'm hearing. But they're far away. They are. And I would agree with him in that they're far away because I don't think they've developed the right way. I have a problem with minutes. Obviously, you agree with me on Casey. He should not be here after next year. I don't want to get into an argument, but...
No, it's not even an argument. We agree.
It's just... It's frustrating to watch.
I watch every game.
I know.
Trust me, I'm the guy who has to get strapped in a chair.
Jeff, do you believe Fran Fraschilla saying Victor Wembanyama is a can't miss? Fran said he's like the Ewing or LeBron in terms of changing a whole franchise around. I'm going to say no. What do you think?
That's how it's trending. I think Victor, to say he's changing a whole franchise.
To be LeBron or Ewing, I think that's a big ask.
I wouldn't put those expectations on him, but I do think in terms of value for any franchise, he will raise the value. Having Victor a part of your team, ticket sales, like everything's going to go up because it's Victor. Like he's worldwide known at this point. So yeah, I don't know about can't miss though. I don't think any prospect is can't miss. Certain players, yes, but I don't know. I don't like using that word. This guy's can't miss. Can still miss.
Of course.
I like Victor.
But the point is his talent that much?
At worst, he'll be a pretty good player.
Because what I've heard, it's the tall version of KD. It's the big man's KD. It's unbelievable. It's going to change the game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we all know the problem with big men. We talked about this with the kid from Oklahoma City. God, I already forgot his name because he's injured. Chet Holmgren.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Unicorn. He was a unicorn.
No, health is a big thing for Victor. Yeah,
it's always a problem with big men.
Yeah.
Beep, 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 beep. We got to end the show, and I want to end the show the only way I know how to, and that's to bring up the last 4 years of Pistons basketball: 20-46, 20-52, 23-59, and now 13-39. Fuck my life, and fuck this basketball team. The worst defensive rating in the NBA. They've gotten worse year over year over year, but I got to believe in the plan. Tomorrow will be a fun show. I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm very frustrated.
Compare the rosters, but yeah, continue.
I know. I'm very frustrated.
You're good. Yeah.
Very frustrated.
It's all good.
I expect more. Sorry. Not that you don't. I didn't mean that like personally. I'm very frustrated with this team. Beep, 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 beep. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed the show. We're out. Make sure you like, subscribe, join our Woodward Sports membership crew. You'll get awesome badges, emotes. Make sure you spam them in the chats throughout the day. Enjoy yourselves. We're out of here. Till tomorrow. For Adham, Beydoun, Jeff, Iafrate. Thank you guys. Have a good rest of your day.
Have a good Wednesday, buddy. Go watch soccer, Cup soccer, or Happy Tuesday, whatever day it is. Go watch Cup soccer. How do you not?